Welcome back to Orange Hat Reviews, everyone. Hope you're all having a wonderful day. So this is going to be semi-spoilery in this film. I'm not going to give away too much of the story and plot for Day of Reckoning, but this is the concluding chapter of what I call the definitive Universal Soldier trilogy. This is another Universal Soldier movie that basically skirted under the radar. The original Universal Soldier movie is always going to be a great film. Regeneration was good for a sci-fi flick. This movie, they went there. Let's just say that. They freaking went there. They bring back Dolph Lundgren, who you see his character died pretty definitively in the last movie, getting his head blown off. But cloning was established in the last movie. So yeah, you know that this movie is going to have more clones and whatnot. I really do like the story and how Scott Adkins is the main character of this film. Yes, Universal Soldier followed Luke Devereaux through 2 films, and they also did The Return, which was a terrible film in my opinion. And then they also did those other spin-offs that didn't even have Jean-Claude Van Damme. But these films with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren were great. This NC-17 version, this is not rated R. This is a full NC-17. This has blood, guts, nudity, fucking, not sex, outright fucking. Pardon the French. But you see full frontal nudity on men and women in this movie. No pornographic penetration or anything like that. But this movie is not shy of what they show in this film when it comes to graphic nudity and violence. This film brings back Andrew Arlovsky as a different character, but also still a Unisol, or a Universal Soldier. One thing I didn't really like a lot was how they portrayed Luke Devereaux as a villainous character. I do not like how they basically made him a character that needed to be the antagonist. Now, you also figure out he may not be an antagonist in the film. Spoiler. I'm not going to say how, but I do love the journey through this movie. This movie has a great twist and turn story, and it does it in such a great manner. This character, John, wakes up from his coma after remembering that Luke Devereaux killed his wife and child. So it's like, holy crap, man. Not to mention how this movie goes into its final act, where it goes, how it gets there. Scott Adkins, or some of the fights in this movie are just seriously well choreographed and well done. Arlovsky versus Scott Adkins there's a fight in a sports store where they're having fights with baseball bats smacking against each other like swords. They also have one where he throws a bowling ball at him. This is where he's learning that he is greater than what he is. Scott Adkins' character, where he punches and shatters a bowling ball. Now, believe me, folks, I've gone bowling. I like bowling as a hobby and whatnot. I know how heavy and dense bowling balls are. I've seen them chopped up on those How Ridiculous videos that those 3 Australian guys do. Great guys, those guys. And let's just say that if somebody threw a 14 to 15 pound bowling ball at you and you just threw your fist square into it, you break your fist, you'd also break your wrist, you'd also break your arm right about up to here. That's judging by the velocity and all that other nonsense, or the other stuff. I was going to say nonsense, but it's really not nonsense. Objectively, this movie has its flaws. There's a couple of things that you gotta or that you gotta let go of. It's like, really, you freaking went there. There's no identity politics in this, which I absolutely love. However, they still, there's some writing issues, there's some story issues that just seem like it could have been a little bit tightened up. The fights, though, this movie is basically a ground pound, bare knuckle, brutal as F fight movie. But it also has a good story in it, too. Objectively, I'd put this movie about a 7.5. It's a step down from the last, or from Regeneration. However, I really do enjoy it. Where I believe the last movie I gave subjectively a 9, I'd put this one at like a 9.1. It's a great movie. It's ground pound, freaking beat the crap out of fun. If you need a movie, if you're an adult and you need a movie that you need to, or that if you really like violent movies, this one is for you. This makes some of what John Wick does tame. Let's just say that. I mean, you see some masochistic stuff in this movie. If you're a masochist, you'll absolutely love it. Me, I'm not necessarily a masochist, but I understand some of the Universal Soldier stuff. Anyway, folks, yeah, objectively, it's, again, a step down from a Regeneration, but subjectively, I really like it. Moviegoer, I will put it at a 9. This movie might take some people out of it. I definitely know that Odin will never watch this from OMB reviews. He's a devout Catholic, and things like gratuitous nudity and obscene violence will probably take him out of it. But for those of you who are not squeamish about that, this movie's definitely for you. So yeah, about a 9 out of 10 for Moviegoer. Anyway, I just wanted to get this review out for you guys. Thank you so much for watching. You all know the drill. Like, comment, subscribe, share, all of that jazz. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. What did you think of Universal Soldier Day of Reckoning? Did you like it? Did you not? What were your favorite scenes in it? Let me know, folks. This has been Orange Hat Reviews. Stay humble.